Okay, so it is a new year, and that means there is a new country at the helm of the European Council, and it is Romania. The country marked the occasion with a lights show in the capital, but just beneath the surface, some simmering political tensions. Rocked by accusations of corruption, controversial judiciary reforms, and political infighting, the spotlight comes at a difficult time at home and in Europe. Well, Romania will have to steer the Union through the last stages of Brexit and finalize some key pieces of European legislation. And joining me now to discuss the ins and outs of the Romanian presidency is Siegfried Mureșan, a Romanian MEP with the EPP Group, Maria Udrescu, a Brussels-based Romanian journalist who works for Le Livre Belgique, and still with us, our Euronews political editor, Darren McCaffrey. Right, Maria, I'll start with you. I mean, Jean-Claude Juncker, he expressed doubts on whether Romania can actually, in his words, grasp what it means to lead other EU countries. Is he right?
Well, it depends on how do you look at this, actually. There was all this debate about the preparedness of Romania to lead the European Union. Actually, well, from a technical point of view, I guess the country is as prepared as other countries could be. But the problem is on a political level. We, in Romania, the politicians only care about going or not going to prison. And this is a very direct, intense and personal motivation. They couldn't care less if Brussels criticizes Romania. So, okay, of course, this obsession has been...
But that's worrying for Brussels if you're saying that politicians just care about whether or not they go to prison in Romania. Well, there's work to be done here, no?
Of course it's worrying because Romania, as you can see, has been drifting towards the Orban club, you know, the Hungary and Poland. Yeah. They've adopted a very Eurosceptic populist rhetoric, and it's been very endangering from Romania's image on a European scene.
Siegfried, do you agree? Is this a fair assessment of Romania's capabilities?
Look, without any doubt, the people of Romania are ready for the first Romanian presidency of the European Union. We have seen the people of Romania for the past 2 years go to the streets to defend European values, to defend the rule of law, to defend a strong, independent judiciary. And they have done this with the flags of the European Union in their hands.
Well,
so
it's the people are
ready.
The government.
Well, the government, you know.
I mean, they're the ones who would be doing
They will have to prove over the next 6 months that they are complying with European values, that they are up to the job, because what does the presidency of the European Union mean? It means that for 6 months, you have to manage all of the European Union. You have to make decisions which are good, not only for your country, but for the whole 28 member states. And this is to be seen whether the ministers succeed. I hope they will, because these 6 months, when Europe is looking at Romania, Europe is looking more intensively at Romania than at any moment in time since the fall of communism.
I mean, it sounds like a massive task, but and it is a difficult time for Europe. But at the end of the day, I mean, Brexit is already nearing its end, and you have other pieces of legislation which is already in the works.
And it's going to be a shorter term because we've got the European elections in May as well.
Though
we have got the first first EU summit without Britain due to be held, I think, in Romania just before those elections.
Does it make it easier for Romania?
I think it does and it doesn't. I think it's, you know, you're right, on a technical level, Romania seems to be in place, but when you've got the president, I think the resigned Europe minister suggesting the country's not ready for this, and you've got speculation here that actually maybe they should skip Romania out and go direct to Finland, who's due to take over. That's quite serious stuff to level at a country. I think what is interesting is what you picked up on is just how there is something like 6 billion euros, Tessa, of money that has been signed off from Brussels, European primarily money that should be spent on roads, on infrastructure projects, on railways, that is not being spent.
Yeah.
Because, as you say, politicians seem more concerned about whether they're going to be locked up or not. And again, I think this, you know, there is this continued fear that this East-West divide is getting
so
worse.
what kind of message does
better.
that send, actually? Siegfried, you wanted to react to what Darren was saying.
I just wanted to say that when it comes to Romania's capacity to absorb EU funds, there are many good mayors and local county council presidents who absorb EU funds. The problem is the central government, and one has to distinguish between
But the problem is there is still corruption on a massive scale in the country, and
Combating corruption has been functioning better and better in Romania, and all of the international reports, the yearly report of the European Commission says that the prosecutors are doing well, the courts are doing well, the anti-corruption directorate is doing well. The problem is
media
with the
freedom, what about press freedom as well, and stifling of that? I mean, the concerns that Brussels has leveled against Romania.
Yes.
And what kind of message does it send when it is leading the EU?
Yes. With regards to the media, of course, there is connections between business, politics, and media, which, for our European standards, for yours and mine, are not right. But when it comes to combating corruption, as I said, institutions are functioning, and because they are functioning, the politicians are so upset, and they're trying to reduce the competences of these institutions.
All right, very quickly, Maria, do you think that the focus on what's wrong with Romania is too much, where he's pointing out what's actually being done right?
I think it's a bad timing for Europe and for Romania. This presidency comes up at a time where, as you said, Europe is in transition. Romania cannot do much in terms of accomplishment. Even if it was France or Germany taking up over the presidency now, it couldn't come up with huge projects at this time. So all Romania can do is try to solve the problems that are still on the table. I'm thinking migration, but good luck with that. At the same time, it's also bad timing for Romania, because we are at the time where the Social Democrats are more desperate than ever. They are led by Liviu Dragnea, and let's remember that he is the key figure and the key leader of Romania, even if he's not prime minister.
But then,
the solution this must be, I think, for many people, is actually Europe. The European Union remains quite popular in Romania. Many of those protesters, anti-corruption protesters, are holding up EU flags, looking to Brussels to provide them with the support to try and solve
Well, as Sigrid was saying,
Romania's problems.
separating the Romanian people from the Romanian